This is the Liquid Courage Podcast, a in-depth look at every episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. On this episode, we check out Courage Meets the Mummy and Invisible Muriel, featuring Taylor, Tim, and Sheldon. Now here are your hosts. Anything past the year 1996 and they go, oh, it could have been fucking better.
Welcome to Liquid Courage Podcast, everybody. Starring Taylor, Tim, and Sheldon.
And,
how's everyone doing?
Is that our intro?
It sure is now.
He's calling it. Do you want to do it? Is there a better
No,
intro?
we're fine. But he's right. We are the Liquid Courage Podcast. We're here to talk about a funny dog cartoon in a so funny realities.
Yeah, fun.
The reality's
So here
not
we
so
are.
funny, but you know what?
Yeah, it's a fucking time, eh? Like every month that we like get ready to record, I'm like, maybe this is the one that I'm like, it'll be okay. Something good will come out.
The choose your own adventure, not panned out yet.
Are you saying that about the podcast or about the world?
The world. I just kind of wish that, you know, the powers that be would figure out how to not make it so shitty. But
It's
here
okay.
we are.
We're living the year that God blinked. It's fine.
Wow, what a definition. I'm going to put that on a shirt and sell it. This 2020, the year God blinked.
Fucking hard too.
It's like a grimace. Ugh.
So,
He steals hamburgers.
the episode we watched today, Courage Meets the Mummy.
Yeah. So we
I
got
wonder-
we got those two. We got Courage Meets the Mummy. We got Invisible Muriel. David Cohen is credited as writer for both of them, so we got that going for us. January of 2001, we got our first air date on the 19th.
Coming up on that old, 9/11 date.
Did we?
Only 9 months away.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Tim, for the 9/11 update.
No
Wow.
problem, guys. Keep you on your toes.
He snapped into the microphone, everybody.
I had to work today. I'm all kinds of delirious.
Yeah.
Listen.
You had your vodka incident where you broke your bottle of
Oh
vodka.
god, yeah. I bought a
Hey, man.
bottle of vodka, put it on my counter, opened up the cupboard, and the cupboard hit the top of the bottle, and it fell off and shattered all over the floor.
I would have
Yeah.
done that too. That's fucking. That's a tragedy.
The
Yeah.
sad thing about this, and I don't know if I told either of you this, is that the reason I opened the other cupboard was to get a sippy cup so I wouldn't spill the vodka. And I was pouring my cup.
God damn it.
And like the irony was not lost. You know?
Just like,
It's a
huh,
sad day.
get the vacuum cleaner.
Nope. Broom. I don't have a vacuum cleaner. I live in an apartment.
But yeah,
Pull
here
up that
we.
vodka, put it in a bottle. We'll call it aged. It's fine.
Why is it all gray?
We'll call it dirt aged.
It's got hair in it.
Tim, dirt's vodka. Glass and hair included.
And sadness. Don't forget sadness.
Well, they're already buying vodka.
Oh fuck.
There's about however much the population of Russia is wants to know your location. So yeah, we watched
100.
some fun episodes today. Not as weird as some of our previous weeks. Not as
It ain't no 1,000 years of courage.
yeah, not nearly as wacky as some of our previous weeks either.
Not a banana in sight.
Yeah, no bananas.
No bananas.
The banana watch is down at the moment.
Banana Watch 0.
Yeah.
NORAD is reporting 0 bananas. in flight.
NORAD called. And nope, that's going to be a political statement that we're not going to do. I'm just like, it's so hard. Before we get into the actual episodes, it's so hard to think that we're recording something that's going to go out in the world and not make a fucking political statement.
Especially
Because
right now.
Jesus H. Christ, is it hard to not be like, I just want to say something.
Taylor.
I know that this is a funny haha podcast about a dog show.
And we also, we don't do weekly recordings or anything like that. So it would be very
so it'd be a long, drawn out process of everything that happened during the month.
It'd be like, and here's all of the things that we're sad about for this month.
What's the emote meter on the family world? It's sad.
Yeah, but for funsies, hey, we're into August, not August. We're in July right now, and here's hoping that shit doesn't go fucky. It's all. Who knows?
I've been hoping that since fucking February. So.
Yeah, no, I know.
Not fucky.
Let's not go fucky. Yeah, sure.
Clink some glasses.
Well, I have a sippy cup.
So kids, for those of you that are
kids, don't let anybody tell you have to grow up.
Amen, brother.
I certainly haven't.
But we're gonna talk about some
courage.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about a cartoon about a fun dog. And we're gonna move through it. The first episode, or a episode of this one, was another fun mummy episode. The reason we say that is technically Return the Slab or Curse of Ramses is
was that in Egypt? Was that where Ramses came? Well, his name was Ramses. I'm a fucking moron.
He was a pharaoh at one point, and it didn't specify which Ramses because there were several Ramses, but anyway,
it was the weird one. No one talks about that one.
It wasn't like they had to specifically do anything because, like in this episode, it shows them being in South America.
Maya.
Which there are pyramids in South America. There are Mayan pyramids in South America.
Yeah,
same explorer, but
the slab episode, it was mostly just this was being transported from Museum A to Museum B. Or it was being stolen.
No, it was stolen. It was being stolen by two cats.
I just like to imagine, like, the archaeologist in this one. It's just the same guy, because he looks like the fucking sheriff. I just want it to be the same guy trying different fucking careers, just trying to figure out what he wants to do with his life.
Well, and that's what's so funny, and I kind of want to talk just briefly on that. So this has the character of Professor Frith in it, and he appears in the King Ramses Curse. He appears in Courage Meets the Mummy. He also appears in a couple other episodes that we haven't got to yet, so I'm just not going to name them because I don't really want to.
He's a reoccurring character. Yeah.
He has 4 reoccurring slots. However, when you look at this character, he looks very similar to other reoccurring characters that have shown up. And that's a lot of, I think, the charm of the stuff that really comes out of Courage is that, like, it's not that it's a lazy design choice. It's just that it's just easier to do it this way, and this makes it so you don't have to think hard and be introduced a lot when you.
Lazy's not necessarily bad, folks.
No. Yeah, but this is actually he's appeared in one episode before, like we said in King Ramses.
In another mummy.
episode.
Yes.
He doesn't appear in other episodes past this. Weird. His quotes. I need to stop fandom.
The mummy's on its way.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But like, he looks similar to a police chief. He looks similar to other characters. The red bearded
mustachioed
characters that show up too.
Who is willing to offer help, but not really.
Yeah, to the Bag Farm. And that's kind of where it all starts. Is we start in a pyramid in South America. Apparently, it's a Mayan pyramid. I was not aware of that initially. Apparently,
Listen, man, I was gonna let it go. It's not that big of a deal.
It could have been, to a certain point, it could have been 50-50, and then
it could have been anywhere ancient.
Yeah, had no idea. But like, so there's that, and he awakens a mummery,
A mummery where you take your mummers.
Yeah,
How's
where
the
you
stroke?
take your mummy.
Oh,
But
yeah, go ahead. I mean, I can't talk, so you fucking do it.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out where he's discovering things in the sacred tomb. He like activates a Rube Goldberg machine that activates a disco ball.
My favorite machine, by the way.
Yeah,
they're fun. It's the Impossible Machine-esque thing. Those Rube Goldberg stuff. Yeah, it drops a disco ball. That's
dead like disco. The mummy age.
And then awakens this mummy, and we see him. We don't really see it. We hear it essentially. And then we cut to the bag farm in the middle of nowhere, where it's just kind of a normal day. Muriel's in the kitchen. Courage is folding laundry, and Eustace is doing nothing.
So the usually,
because he's a shitty person.
Hey man, his past life was also shitty.
He's a yes, and there's a plot point about a sheet. It's a polka dot sheet that Courage doesn't fold right. Eustace makes him fold it like a flag, or tells him to fold it like a flag at one point. That's a fun political statement. And then there's a knock at the door, and it happens to be this Professor Frick, who I don't think we've ever seen. I don't think they ever gave him a name, did they?
Never.
Like in this episode at the very least, or maybe they did during that.
I may not have been paying 100% attention. Did he get a name this episode?
He's a named character, but
character. Yeah, I don't know if they name him or not.
No. I don't know if he's named in Ramses. I'd have to go back and look.
I think when they address him in the kitchen, which is where they
he's just Professor.
He's Professor. Yeah, they say Professor.
Yeah. But then, yeah, we get this talk from the Professor about how he awoken a mummy, this Mayan mummy, who happened to be a mummified baker, because in ancient Mayan times,
I'm okay with that.
Oh boy.
In ancient Mayan times, this baker was the royal cookie baker, and he baked him for a Mayan princess, and there was a Poobah, which is a fun name. Like,
or is it the Poo Boo? I can't remember.
It's a Poobah.
It's Poobah.
Poobah.
And he was supposed to be the go-between, essentially, between the baker and the princess. And he was a shady character and was stealing off the top, and then blamed the baker. And so the princess had the baker horribly killed. And
better learn your lore before watching this episode, folks.
Yeah,
there's a lot. He had to have his mouth sewn shut, his eyebrows plucked, and the rest of him mummified.
Courage is the best anime.
Yeah, and then that was it. And then Professor just kind of like fell us. We thought you'd think he dies
on his way.
Yes, and why is this important to them? Well, because the mummy's on his way here, which only
Why is he on his way here? Because you look kind of like him. Like if you squint your eyes and you.
And look at the drawings; they're kind of similar.
You know that Eustace and Muriel are both somehow not completely white Americans.
Yeah. And I want to go ahead and tell you something real quick. The term Poobah, not a real ancient term.
I imagine not. On the wiki, it's like bolded in red, which means that there's no supporting evidence for it.
Yeah. No, it was a joke that was written essentially in fun, old-timey colonial musicals.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And then was, brought into things like the Flintstones.
Well, it makes sense why Cohen and Dilworth liked it, because
Yes.
they're big fans of old school cartoons.
Cartoons.
I'm still stuck on the fact. It's just like, you know what? I was walking down the street and I saw a guy that looked kind of like Hitler. I didn't take my chance. I should have shot him.
You should have shot him. Apparently, that's how this works. If you kind of look like someone in the past, you're that. That's your past life. And the computer tells him that. That's the thing.
I just imagine that you have opaque cards of like a Hitler stash on it, and you lift it up, and it like you can see their face with a Hitler stash on it. They're like, it's him!
And I'm just like,
old translucent. It's real fun,
There he is! Get him!
Then you go up to me, you're like, do you paint? As you're holding the card, and you're like, what do you paint?
How do you feel about
landscapes? He said landscape, shoot him.
Yeah.
I'm just slowly reaching for the gun in my jacket pocket, like.
And you ask him, what do you paint? And he says landscapes. Then you go, can you paint people? And he goes, no, shoot him.
And then you ask him, like, what do you feel about Ava Braun?
That's too on the nose. You got to be more.
You got to be more subtle, or else he'll figure it out.
Or else Hitler will know. Yeah.
And he'll return.
What about bunkers?
No.
The Soviets. How do you feel about
What do you think about the Jewish population?
No, you got to ask him. What do you think about the gypsies?
Yeah, there's a lot of fun things you can do about genocides.
Man, we're closer to it than you think.
Thanks, Sheldon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you get this. You get the poobah, and then Courage takes time to hypnotize Eustace and Muriel. I want to know how he convinced him to put on the clothes. So he puts him in the clothes.
He did that before he hypnotized him. You're right.
Yeah, he did. And I don't understand how that happened. I don't know how they were...
Come on, dude.
Like, did Professor Frisk was just like, I also have these fun outfits?
Behind the scenes, that's already in there. Like,
we know that Courage is a shapeshifter. Is it so hard to believe that he's also a seamstress?
He's a demon? Oh, right. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, which one of us is better?
I prefer the theory that this was always in their coat closet, and they just break it out for special occasions.
Yeah,
it was from
things.
It's how they, role play.
They gotta spice up the
Muriel's hard to get going. Eustace doesn't get going at all.
Listen, a marriage is an ongoing process. You gotta.
I mean, there has to be a reason Muriel stays with Eustace. Let's be real.
There has to be a reason that they were just willing to jump into those clothes.
They're like, oh, this is Wednesday night. This is just what we do.
This is the first coat I killed someone in.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Eustace.
I was thinking Muriel, to be honest.
Yeah, whatever. Back in the Old West. Okay. So
all right.
There was this is an aside, but there was a town that really didn't have anything in it except like a few things, and then there was like a hotel. But it was really just a house that people stayed at every once in a while.
Sure.
And there was a killing operation in which the person would sit, and there was a curtain that was up, and they would sit with their back to the curtain, and someone would be behind the curtain with a hammer, and they would hit them in the back of the head with the hammer and kill them.
Oh God!
And it was like a husband-wife operation type thing.
That's my least. No, that's one of my favorite Wise Kid You Know.
And there was always like,
we've all been to Wichita.
There was always speculation that they were also like cooked them into the food that they served other people, but I don't know if that was ever corroborated. And I could tell you more about it if I was knowledgeable enough to remember the town and the place in which that happened, but I definitely know.
But you remember the interesting fact.
Yeah. So that was fun. Yeah, the Old West was a murder minefield of just shysters and weirdos.
Yeah,
the only person who could catch is the sheriff, and he was drunk most of the time.
But you also couldn't carry guns into most towns. It's very fun.
My favorite thing is when living in Hays, Kansas, I had to do a video over the original Boot Hill.
Yeah.
Which I was like,
it's on 4th Street.
Here? Yeah, and then I stand at the place where a bunch of people fucking died in front of me. It's like, oh.
if you're in Hays, Kansas, if you go down 4th Street, it's just a very simple, small, like little blocked, little block park. It's not even like a full block. It's like a quarter of a block, like what a house would sit on.
Yeah. And
no, it's not even that. It's just literally like a little grassy area with a statue of a cowboy.
It has a sidewalk. It's like a corner of the cemetery. Yeah.
It's not even in the cemetery. It's literally just on its own.
Yeah.
And you can walk up to it, and it's just like, yeah, this is the original Boot Hill, and there's still dudes buried under this area.
Yeah, and then you look behind that, which the cemetery is right behind it, and there are unmarked graves in that cemetery right next to the marked graves. And you go,
I might ask you guys more about Boot Hill, because I honestly...
I know too much, because there's these...
And Boot Hills were like they became common after the fact, but like Dodge City, which is another town in Kansas, if you know your cow towns, folks, talks about it as being like the Boot Hill because they've got a Boot Hill and Boot Hill Casino. It was Hayes had the first one that was called a Boot Hill, and it was called a Boot Hill because you were buried with your boots on. Yeah, and here's a side note about that. To film the intro, we filmed. No, you didn't. You didn't make a cowboy die, did you?
No. This is even better. Okay. You'll like this. We went driving out in the country until we found a tumbleweed. We found a tumbleweed rolling across the road, and we jumped out. Me and the other people who were doing this, me and my friend Chris, we grabbed it, parked the car, and then I stood on the other side of the road while he recorded, and I threw the tumbleweed across the road again.
That's some guerrilla reporting right there.
I thought you.
This wasn't a news story. This is just the video.
I thought you were gonna say we drove around until we found a cowboy, and I was like, okay.
And then we shot him.
And his boots are sticking out of the ground, and that's how we ended the report. I wish we would have done that. That would have been awesome.
Holy fuck!
Oh my god.
We drove around for like 10 minutes. That's all it took to find a fucking Hayes.
Death is close for us all.
Death is fun.
The mummy.
Courage meets a mummy. And so, which again, he's already met a mummy. Anyway,
this is the first time he's meeting a non-CGI mummy. So
that's a mummy that's not murderous for him.
And so, Courage tries to hypnotize Eustace and Muriel. Eustace says he can't be hypnotized. There's a funny scene where he acts like a monkey. It's very fun. And then we cut to the mummy trying to catch a bus. And we cut back to the farm. And when we're back to the farm, Muriel and Eustace are both in full
regalia.
Yeah, they're both in full performance. And so we assume that he must have successfully hypnotized both of them.
Listen, Eustace, I'll give you $5 if you pretend to be hypnotized and be
right. That's how I feel. I feel like that's really how it went down.
And Muriel was on board, so we'll see.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Whatever you gotta do to spice up your love life, you just do it, right?
Yeah. And then we cut back to the mummy.
The only man that's married here just goes, yeah. Anyways.
We cut back to the mummy who's in the back of a truck.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of other... Yeah, we cut back to the mummy who's in the back of a truck with a bunch of other people.
People.
Yeah, then that truck gets pulled over, and everybody else gets pulled out of the truck, but the mummy,
who has a passport,
because he's got a passport. And then he also, like, there's a lot of shit that happens. Most of it is just role play between Muriel and Eustace for a lot of this. And then the mummy,
baby.
Yeah, and then the mummy gets to a road. It's 200 miles to nowhere. He gets picked up by everyone's favorite Asian American caricature.
God,
in Courage.
You don't remember his name. I just remember his motto.
Good old you fool.
D-Long. Sorry.
Yep. D-Long. Okay.
Also, another cameo, a mosquito.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll read that when we get to the fan.
We've all had you drive jerky.
Yeah, and he then gets picked up by DeLung. He gets driven a little way, and a lot of this is cutting back and forth between the mummy's travels and this old person role play.
I
He
didn't want
then
to
gets
last weekend, but this episode forced me to.
Yeah, and then he gets dropped off by DeLung at the farm. He's also wearing a party hat, a lei, and has a fruit basket, which I don't understand.
He had a good time, and then he dropped it all and said, "Fuck it, revenge is so sweet."
Yep, and then he comes through the door, and that's when we are into the full thing. You've got Muriel and Eustace being the poobah and the princess. You've got the baker who's out for revenge. Courage ties him to the stairs. Eustace tries to blame again the baker for the crime. Again, Eustace is he doesn't know what he's doing, even though he's hypnotized. He's eating sugar cane. He's getting to the bottom of things.
Yeah, that was something I always thought was weird. Like in this episode, he's just eating straight sugar cane. Like,
you got more sugar cane, baby.
It's very strange. Yeah,
I would. Is it addictive?
No,
I don't want to get
it's
some
just
sugar.
It's just a sugary
cane.
Like it's a sugary root.
The
like
cheapest
that's all.
way you can get sugar. Like
no, I know what a sugar cane. Like I just wonder if at any point anybody's just eating sugar cane off the fucking reed.
I mean, you can, but yeah,
it's not a good way to do it.
He seems pretty addicted to it the whole time. I don't know.
I want sugary bitter.
And then he throws a sign on the back of the baker that says, "I did it." Eustace is like,
"Ha ha!
We got him,
ladies and gentlemen.
We got him."
We got him.
And then you have Courage running up to Eustace, pretending to be hungry, offering him money, but he takes the sign off the mummy, writes a fun little thing like, "No, I really," on the back of him.
It's him.
Yeah, and he slaps it on his back. Eustace then gets coerced into paying, or coerced into giving cookies. Courage flips him around. Muriel sees him.
It was really the poobah this whole time. It was
the poobah the whole time. Then apparently it's literally just the acknowledgement of the poobah doing the crime.
And the mummy's okay?
And the mummy's chill with it. And that's it. And then we cut back to the family dinner table where they're sitting around eating cookies, and Professor Frisk just wakes up. Then we go back to the thing is we go back to the sheet, which Muriel gave the mummy the sheet, and Eustace is mad that the mummy got the sheet, and then he goes to confront the mummy, and he gets mummified, and it's just one of those moments of the end of this just goes so fast.
Yeah, you're right.
I gotta get my sheet back from this mummy, and now I'm a mummy.
The mummy coming into the house and trying to get to Muriel is basically the meat of the episode. It's the longest part of the episode.
Yeah.
And
they're like, we have a story, but it's not long enough, so we need the mummy getting there. That has to be a part of this story.
Yeah, that's about right? Yeah, because there's 3 different instances. He's waiting at a bus stop.
He gets pulled over with some refugees.
That's a good way of saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just one of those things of just it's such a strange series of events.
It is an episode. Man.
It's definitely interesting because it's in a very fast episode, very much like a Looney Tunes kind of esque funny part to it.
That leg that mummy threw out.
Yeah. At one point, me and Sheldon had the same idea where we thought Courage was gonna tie his legs together.
And then we're like, but that's not gonna stop anything.
It's just like, well, okay.
All right, then he ties it to the banister. We're like, oh fuck, okay.
The fandom for this episode is pretty neat as well.
Is it juicy? Is it?
No, it's not juicy, but it's just interesting. I
see.
So, I would like to read off the characters in this episode, if you guys don't mind.
Sure, go on ahead, bud.
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
So, of course, main characters Courage, Muriel, Eustace, and the Mayan Baker. So they're confirming that he's Mayan here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that was confirmed through the episode. But
right.
Yes.
Minor character is Professor Frith, and then cameos is D Long, who is the guy who gave him the ride at the end. Parachute Lady, which we didn't talk about. He was in a plane with one of his traveling sequences, and he was sitting next to a woman who had a parachute on, and just kept talking to him and talking.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. I forgot the plane part, I suppose. Yeah.
Right. So maybe you guys can fill me in on the next cameo. Elephant.
The elephant was sitting next to the two of them on the plane.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, it didn't make any fucking sense.
He was fast asleep.
He was very much asleep.
I just didn't understand when I saw the cameo. Yeah, you're right. He was. Yep.
Also, Parachute Lady is in one episode, and oh no, she's not. She's in numerous episodes.
Yeah,
she was in the episode where she couldn't take it anymore.
She's just written as Parachute Lady.
That's her name, and she's in 9 episodes.
Yeah.
And this is the second time we've seen her. So perfect.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Oh, third time actually. Oh no, second time. Sorry.
No, it's second time for us.
Sorry. I thought, yeah.
Yeah, you should be.
Thank you, Dad.
You should be fucking sorry.
The trivia for this episode is very short, so let me just... the Come On Baby Give Me Life song has become a popular internet meme.
What is that?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. Like, I don't think that was actually a popular internet meme.
Come on, baby, give me life.
Also, what is that song?
I don't know. Like, that's one of the things I was wondering.
Is it from this episode? Because I don't remember it.
I think it's one of the main songs in this episode. Okay, hold up. So I just Google search "Come On Baby, Give Me Life" song, and the only thing that comes up is the Courage fan.
Give me life.
I don't know.
I don't think this exists.
That's gonna be a harder one to find, and I don't
like if it's a popular internet meme, then obviously it shouldn't be this hard to find. A Google search should at least
obviously. Oh fuck!
Come on, baby, give me life. Is it's only used in Courage Meets the Mummy,
right? And I don't know. I don't know what meme they're referencing. I just don't know.
Like it's one of those things where it showed up like when I started typing it in.
Is it the culturally insensitive like pan flute music that's in the episode?
I bet it is.
You mean the
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So let me read the rest of this trivia. Maybe it's weird. So the next trivia bullet is first episode of 2001, which is correct. The sub bullet to that. So this is supposed to be in tandem with that statement. Is in addition, the song sounds like "Keep on Jumping" by Todd Terry, Martha Wash, and Jocelyn Brown.
What?
Along with "Who Do You Think You Are" by the Spice Girls. The song could also be a spoof of "Sing It Back" by Malako. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that last one right.
Oh, you're white. It's okay.
Sorry.
Don't be too white.
I'm just drunk.
I'm
not too white. Don't worry.
I just don't fucking get it. I don't know where that would come from.
Yeah.
It seems like it was it was added in a moment where that was a thing, but it was a very small thing. And it might have been somebody who was just trying to stretch their knowledge out, like, oh yeah, I know Courage the Cowardly Dog. This is a meme.
Come on, I feel like I can't
place it. You just can't place it. Yeah, no, I don't remember a song in this episode that was like clearly playing. If it was, I think they're talking about the song when he got picked up on the road.
That's what I'm wondering is if it's that song, and if so, it's so hard to hear.
And it's only for 10, like not even 5 seconds. It's like
Yeah.
2 seconds playing. I don't know if that's.
John Dilworth is the lead vocal on that song.
Oh.
You're joking.
No, I'm not. I found a thing, and that seems to be
That's awesome. Never mind. Then maybe.
the case, but I can't hear it. Like, I can't find a sample of it to hear. If you have a sample of it to hear, my God, please send it our way.
Love to know. We'd love to figure out this piece of trivia and get it cemented.
I found it.
There we go. Never mind. Send it to me.
It's definitely the song that D-Long is playing when they get picked up.
Oh.
Is that it? It wasn't like anywhere else?
No, you're gonna know pretty fucking quick that that's the song. I'm gonna send it here in uno momento, por favors.
All right, here we go.
There it is. It's real loud. It's real loud.
It's okay. My settings are different than yours.
Welcome to a sound.
Oh, fucking SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's literally just that. It is literally just that is the song that's playing when he gets picked up.
Here, hold on.
It's literally nothing.
Let me play this for the viewing audience.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
So I'm going to play it now. Yeah.
Wasn't that cool, everybody?
Is here on KBTL 88.1 The Grizz. I'm DJ Tank, and that was some weird ass internet.
Come on, baby. Give me life. Bye.
So, what meme is that? I don't know.
I've never heard this song before.
I heard it in the episode, but I really thought it was like just a throwaway kind of thing. Apparently, it's an internet meme, though. It's neat.
I'm gonna send you guys something after this. Just remind me to send it to you.
Okay.
Okay, let's drink some more, and that's gonna work.
And we'll remember.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
that's
anyway,
all the.
Yeah, that's all we got for that one, eh?
That's all the trivia. Yeah, no, it's very short trivia for this episode. Also, a weird side note for the fandom. They made sure to add pictures of every part of the slab. Like the hieroglyphics. They have pictures of all of those in here.
One still image traveling across it.
Yeah, it's very strange. It's a weird one. That's what's weird about this week, and I think kind of what we dealt with. I mean, this is the fourth. Is it the fourth episode of season 2?
Yes, I believe it is.
And
yeah, it is.
Yes.
So far, season 2 has not been.
It's been kind of weird.
It's been weird, but it hasn't been
spooky
as on brand as like some of that season 1 fun jank. You know.
It's interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It definitely is more cartoony. Which is not a problem.
No. But yeah, this is an interesting episode, I think mainly just due to the fact of like we've had a mummy episode before, but we don't acknowledge it that it's a mummy episode. We get weird hypnosis vibes. This is not. What's strange to me is this isn't the weird episode of the 2 that we watched.
No. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Like, this is the
regular episode.
Yeah, this is kind of like okay.
We've all had a mummy show up at our door. It's fine.
And mummies were hot in the early 2000s. Zombies and mummies. Do you not remember fucking the zombie? The zombie epidemic was one, but Sheldon.
Everybody remembers the Disney Channel original movie.
Thank you. Where's My Mummy? Is that what it was?
My Mummy? Ah, fuck, I can't remember.
The Disney DCOM. No, it was Under Wraps.
Fuck, how could
Under Wraps.
Under Wraps.
Premiered tonight on Disney Channel.
Yeah, you did it.
Anybody that listens to this, that actually watched Disney DCOMs, Tim has not watched almost any Disney DCOMs, and so when we make references to them, he doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about, and I want you to publicly shame him.
I'm jealous of him a little bit sometimes.
No,
I didn't have cable for my chub.
No, because when you're sitting there, you're like, you can make a rollerblading dog washing service. You're like, that's Brink. That's Brink. You can be like, man, guy from Hawaii has to go live in the suburbs. Johnny Tsunami.
Man, they were just throwing anything, right? They were just throwing out anything that could work. Is that what I'm hearing?
Hey, man, my mom's a mermaid.
Don't look under the bed. There's a boogeyman there. That's scary.
I watched more Goosebumps episodes than all of Disney Channel combined.
Tim, do you feel like an alien? Do you feel like you're opening up a can of worms?
Oh, yeah. Tim, do you ever feel like you need to be shipped off to military school and get in a weird standoff with Ren Stevens?
What a fucking specific statement, but yes.
That's fucking Cadet Kelly.
I fucking know. Like,
man, we've gone off on a tangent here.
But like all those are like they're specific, but they're oddly like, you know, stereotypical D films. So
Tim, have you ever broken your leg and had to have your sister compete in a motocross event for you?
Tim, have you ever worked in a theater?
Familiar. I don't know.
Yeah, Tim, have you ever worked in a theater that might be haunted?
Welcome to the Phantom of the Megaplex, but
Can we talk about Good Burger? Can that be our next podcast?
That's Nickelodeon.
I know, but that's all I know.
We haven't.
We're gonna do that. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna do that shit where we watch Good Burger every day for a year.
No.
I do that.
Okay.
That is not what Super Size Me's about, but it should have been.
If there's liquor involved, sure.
No,
every day for a year.
We're fucking pickled.
We
can't do that. I give this episode 3 hieroglyphs out of 5.
That's a good rating. I don't have a system, honestly.
Hieroglyphs, it's just easy.
I will go 3.5 cookies out of 5.
Mayan long count.
No, man, I'm gonna go with
you give it 47 Bachtuch out of 5.
Oh fuck! No, I'm honestly gonna give it 2 spotted polka dotted sheets out of 5.
There you go.
Yeah, it's weird.
Honestly, I've almost forgotten this episode already.
I want more. So, like, I think this would have been a great contender to be fleshed out and worked with. But it just doesn't end up working out as well as I wanted. Yeah.
It just doesn't stick. It doesn't stick with me.
Agreed. Yeah.
I would almost argue that the Invisible Muriel didn't stick with me either. Like,
I would say I remember that episode more.
I do, but I don't know if it's because it's better or if it was because it was second.
Yeah, and that's where we come into the second episode, which is Invisible Muriel, which is really easy to sum up.
Muriel's invisible.
Courage digs up a big blue gem from a prohibited area. He gives it to Muriel. She turns it into a necklace. Muriel's also developing a dog food for a contest where she'll win, and we see Eustace trying to eat it, and he realizes dog food, and he washes his tongue out. It's very fun.
He loved it before he fucking realized it was dog food.
Yeah. But Muriel's then starts turning invisible, and the government wants to know why. And so we have a fun scene with ninjas where they break in and take her. That sounds less fun now that I've said it this way.
By the way, all those ninjas are numbered. I don't know if you guys noticed it. They have
1, 2, and 3, right?
1, 2, and 3, yeah, on them. So basically, they're just the grown-up kids next door. That's just what they do.
That's what special ops are, Tim.
Yeah, I'm not wrong.
Yeah, they take Muriel. The government needs to know why. Dr. Vindaloo gets involved to try to find a cure.
Wow, we are really blasted through this fucking episode.
There's nothing talk about.
It's not a heavy episode to follow. I mean, from like the get-go, the jump is literally just
She's taken. She's interrogated. Then Courage and Eustace go to the doctor, and they're like, "Hey, this gem turns people invisible, and Muriel's invisible." And fucking the doctor, Dr. Vindaloo. I love him, by the way. He's a great character.
So fun.
Good man.
He goes, "Well, one of you needs to be invisible so I can figure out a cure." And Eustace,
dogs can't do it because animals are immune.
for reasons unknown to the audience, but whatever.
Yep. And Courage has to go find Muriel. So sequence of events. Dog digs up gem. Government spy satellite sees it. Dog gives gem to Muriel. Eustace is ill because he tried to eat dog food. Muriel turns invisible while feeding Eustace. Ninjas break in. 1, 2, 3. Take her. Tell Courage it's okay. Your mom now works for the government.
Also, keep good dental hygiene.
Yes. Then disappear. Courage freaks out. They go to the doctor because they called him earlier about Muriel being invisible.
Right.
Yeah.
Vindaloo goes, shit's crazy. One of you's got to wear it. Dogs can't. So Eustace, this is you. Let's find this dog. Find your woman. Dog sniffs boot. Dog sniff boot. Woman. Go look.
This is the green text of our podcast. Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah.
Dog sniff boot. Go look. Vindaloo doc. Go through wacky cures.
Which includes
lobster no work. Whale kind of work. Meanwhile, Muriel interviewed by government because they got invisible lady, not Gem. Where Gem? Not gonna tell you about my dog food.
They go, what?
Courage back in doctor's office. Find secret government door right across from Vindaloo door.
Government.
Inside Vindaloo office, they find cure. Turns out it's Muriel's dog food.
This is my favorite.
That they accidentally ate because Eustace made sandwiches out of it.
How do you make a mistake like that?
Because he's a fucking idiot.
Just straight up. He's fucking
because he's an old ass motherfucker, super masculine dickhead that's never made his own goddamn food, who sits there and waits to be waited on hand and foot, while some other person has to wait on him because he's entitled to it, because he's a goddamn cunt who doesn't give a shit about other people.
Oh, Taylor, it feels like you're striking out at somebody here. I can't really.
The world.
Jesus, thank God. I thought you were pointing at me. I was scared.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Tim's a misogynist.
You know
it's not.
Tim,
that's
you're
not
not
true.
a
That's not true.
I don't know how to massage.
I'm gonna slap
funnier. That's a funnier joke than the entire Courage Meets the Mummy.
Oh God.
Then they have to sneak in to find Muriel, but they have to be nude now. So Eustace strips down to only his glasses and his hat.
Because nude.
That's how that works. And instead of going to the secret government base, he goes to the secret government gold area. Courage runs back. There's a fun scene about a couple of guards. They're like, "Do you see something?" And one of them was like, no. Very fun. Courage then sneaks back, spills the dog. Or no, Courage tries to sneak back, gets intercepted by ninjas. They go up onto the roof. He jumps through the roof.
You'll never hide that gem from us.
Yes, dumps the dog food on Muriel. Muriel becomes visible. The ninjas go out. There's only a visible dog and gem. Guess you can go, and lets him go. And then the government goes, "We'll never find the gem again," as they already ran past Vindaloo holding the gem.
Case closed.
Case closed. Stamp it. Throw it away. We'll go back to making statues out of gold. Cut to Eustace being made into a gold statue at the end of the episode.
You follow this? I didn't.
You should, because it's really not hard.
It's a very simple episode, but
it's a fast episode. It's so fast, in fact, that if you look at any synopsis, it's one fucking sentence.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out how they had more synopsis for the last part of this episode than this.
Like-
Dude, the Mummy had more going on. Let's be real here.
There was a lot of. I mean, there was more
Lore.
scenes in the Mummy, whereas this one was very concise. It's dog find gem, turn lady invisible, dog food.
Government wants him.
Government want, take lady, figure out cure, find lady, episode over.
Sure. The only thing I thought
We
It's
can
funny
keep
to
talking.
point out.
I'm not.
I mean-
here's
no,
the
I
thing.
know, no, we're
I-
not ending this. No,
I'm
no.
not trying to make it go fast because I want it to be over. I'm just saying, like, this is a very nice episode. We can talk about a lot of shit that happens in it, but if you want a fucking play-by-play, that's the fucking play-by-play.
And if you look over here, Courage
Favre.
takes the gem.
Hey, you see it right here? He goes right up the skirt. It's John Madden. John Madden always uses that weird fucking
Yeah.
language.
John Madden, he did weird shit.
Yeah, he said weird shit on microphone. And
It
he
went
go,
right up the skirt, and that's the money.
right up the
Still
skirt, and he was pounding it in, and you just go, "Oh, John, stop, stop,
Brett
please,
Favre.
God."
Brett Favre knew how to go up
He
skirts.
loved Brett Favre.
Oh, he did. Oh God.
If only
But,
You know
Uh,
who else loved Brett Favre? Probably Eustace.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Apologies
For this
to dog.
episode, by the way, I was gonna ask. So is there a government minefield just right next to the fucking Bags
Yeah.
farm?
That doesn't make any sense to me because that's literally like that
The
has never been brought up any other time.
The government in the Courage universe just hides their secrets by digging a hole and putting it in the ground. Let's just be real.
They really do.
The
You know,
government
now
is
I
ran
think
by
about
dogs.
it, the government in real life.
Does that
Yeah,
as
the
well,
government
yeah.
in real life, we've got a big fucking thing called Area 51, which is just a desert with a fucking airstrip.
Hey, yeah, you're not wrong, but also that's where they dug the ET Atari cartridges as well. you know.
Yeah.
Dumped
It's-
it in there.
It is just one of those episodes where it's a fast episode, but the
It's
humor's
there.
fast.
It's there and back again, man.
And that's the good thing about this episode is that because it's a fast episode, the gags go fast and they're fun.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of like weird lingering,
Lingo that you have to pick
Yeah.
up and learn. I'll give you that.
and
Yeah.
it doesn't overstay its welcome. We don't it's not it's the same kind of style of like the Mummy episode that we just watched where it cuts back and forth between different things, but it's funnier because they have better gags.
Right.
They're almost the same episode. Like if you look at the beats,
Yeah, they're both
Like
very fast and
it's a very quick. They're both very quick episodes
in
that
writing.
have the same kind of thing.
In writing, a lot of times these episodes, like if you look at Rick and Morty, because I love Dan Harmon, and I think I
Yeah,
reference him way too
we know
many
you
times
do.
in this podcast.
We-
Is
yeah.
that it?
Hey,
just-
those of you listening, please go back and tally up how many times he's mentioned Dan Harmon.
this is at least the fifth time, but like it's because he talks about the writing process so much for like Rick and Morty and like Community, and that there's always an A story and a B story, and then if the
Mhm.
episode is only 30 minutes long for all the stories, and then there's a C story. And
Sometimes.
in both these episodes, there's an A story and a B story. Like in Mummy, the A story was them, like Courage getting them ready for the Mummy to come. The B story was the Mummy traveling to them.
But in a weird way, the stories are the same story. you
Right.
know?
Well,
Like,
that's
they,
what.
they converge at an apex.
Right.
I'm
that's,
using fancy words. Not
no, that's
really.
exactly.
Whatever.
That's what happens in all these stories. The A and the B story should converge, because then it ties a bow off at the end, right?
And then the C story's off doing its own fucking thing.
There's sometimes that does happen, but the majority of times the A story and the B story, and then they come together and form the whole story, right?
Yes.
And so in Invisible Muriel, it's the same kind of thing. It's like you have Courage trying to find Muriel and dealing with Muriel being invisible. That's the A story.
And
The B story is
Muriel
Eustace
being
being a
caught.
douchebag and just going for gold.
Yay, dog food.
Yeah.
And and finding the cure and being dog food.
Well, yeah,
It's
but
fun.
it's like one of those things of I just think that this is a good
Show it to you,
fun,
kids.
fast story. Like it goes quick. And it's not hard to understand. It's not a hard thing to follow. Neither of them are hard things to
No,
follow.
not at all.
But that's one of those weird things of like what we're kind of dealing with in season 2 so far is that none of these have been overly
Complicated.
odd or overly complicated.
They've been
or
more cartoony than anything
Yeah.
else, right?
like when you go back and you think of season 1, you've got a lot of like Freaky Fred is an episode that
It's not
that's-
complicated.
there
no.
is
out
no
there.
B story. I mean, it's just that's the whole story of just like you're dealing with this weirdo that comes to town and is
There
just
is a
kind
B
of
story. It's
well, what's
Eustace.
the B story?
It's Eustace going in
Solving
quotations.
the lock.
Going to the hardware store to get the lock in quotations, like to fix the lock. That's the B story. But
yeah, it's just one of those moments of there's a lot of weird shit happening in season 1. One of the first episodes of season 1 is Cat's Motel with big fucking scary spiders and shit. Like this season has been a lot more, I wouldn't say lighthearted, I guess, because of just kind of the nature of things.
So
As we saw them
followed
wearing
more
banana skins.
I always
yeah.
I wonder if like halfway through the first season they got renewed for the second season, but they didn't have the majority. Like they probably weren't at Freaky Fred yet or anything like that, so they just had to make episodes and just throw it out there for the second season.
Yeah,
I wonder if that was something, because it would make more sense that they made more of these lighthearted episodes, more of these cartoony kind of episodes than creepy.
Yeah, and that could be it. I mean, there's a lot of really kind of odd things that kind of go along with that. It's just, I think this is a good episode. The two-part package together, but in reality, they're kind of the same style of episodes. It's just, I think this one ends up being more enjoyable, I guess. I don't know.
More comedic, maybe.
Yeah, more fun, more silly. Has more joke, I think.
Yeah.
I think the Mummy one has less jokes. This one has more jokes. You know?
And I think as Sheldon pointed out when we were watching it, the best joke is where he goes, "Find Muriel," and he sniffs the boot, and it's the first time that Courage actually bees a dog, other than when he's digging stuff up and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he runs around the whole map to find her, and she's just down the hallway, like 2 doors down.
It's like, oh man.
And I think that's really
A, Courage is a bad search dog, or B,
I mean,
he went everywhere.
A, he eventually found her though, right? So he's not the worst search dog.
He's right. We got that going.
I heard the angry hit of him drinking. Just like, damn it!
Fine, whatever. Fucking sure.
You win this round.
I guess.
Whatever.
Oh god.
Fuck.
Well, there isn't a lot of trivia or anything for this episode. But
I know, like when you're looking at
bit.
the episode there in
Fandom.
on the fandom, if you're looking at that, there's nothing for this one, and that's what's so odd to me, because it's just a fun episode. Maybe it's more buttoned
Everybody
up.
gets it. No trivia.
I would remember this episode more probably than Mummy if I had to guess.
Honestly can I just be I think I would have received both of these episodes better if they were paired with other episodes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They both feel like a good supporting episode.
Yeah, agreed. I think that if they would have like what they done in season 1, which is like Cat's Motel with another episode that was a little bit more lighthearted. If they would have done that,
you remember which that one was?
No, I don't.
You don't remember which that one was?
Episode 2, right?
Yeah. So Cat's Motel was
Cage and Granny Stew.
Sure was.
But we didn't receive that one so good.
Right, but I mean, like, it was lighthearted. Like, that was the point, is you spread those things out.
You spread the shit with the peanut butter and nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it works.
Well, and that's the thing, is
gross,
like...
But yeah.
But I wouldn't call this shit, right?
I wouldn't call it a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Ugh.
But that's the other thing, when I think about... Even if I go back and think of, like, Cajun Granny Stew, which is a chase episode, which is whatever... you can see beats of that same idea in both of these, those quick edits, those quick runs. And I think that, I think these are both better. And I think if you pair it with another episode like a Cat's Motel or something like that, you would have had a better run with these two.
You don't pair soup with another soup, people.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of other episodes in this season that are... Some could say that they're scarier or anything like that, because season 2 is bigger than season 1, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially since we looked at the last episode with 1,000 Years of Courage. Like, if they would have
Bananas, people.
If they would have put Family Business, which was them going to Mount Rushmore, with one of these episodes, and then 1,000 Years of Courage with the other part of this episode... Like
Invisible Muriel.
Yeah.
Or, fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it could have been. And maybe that would have been better. But it's still I hate to say this is like a
which one of these is the least memorable one though? That's the thing.
That's hard, yeah.
I honestly think that if I had to think about which one would be more memorable, I think that I'm going to lean on this one, the Invisible Muriel, because it's funnier.
Honestly, it's funnier, but I think Courage Meets the Mummy is more memorable, guys. It's just, I actually remembered that episode. Like, the Invisible Muriel, the only thing I remember is literally the Courage is a bad tracking dog. He's a terrible tracking dog. Yeah. He's the worst. That motherfucker couldn't find a sock in a shoe drawer. Sorry, let me rephrase that.
No,
it's okay, bud.
No, I think it's great. But no, I agree. Like, to a certain point, I actually think that Invisible Muriel's maybe a little bit more memorable.
But that being said, I don't like either of these episodes that much.
I think they're both super fast, especially now that you bring it up. Like, Invisible Muriel is extremely fast. How they get from
it's like bam, bam, bam.
How they get how they get from the beat of her putting on the jewel to her being interrogated. It's only like a matter of
to the Fallout 2 camera going, the jewel's gone.
yeah, that was a good joke. That Taylor pointed out.
Lost to annals of history.
Lost to time.
Yeah. Taylor pointed out there was this weird... It wasn't CGI, but it was...
it was like a still image with the animation
Fallout
over the
2.
top
He
of it.
fucking nailed it.
Yeah, Fallout 2.
Fucking panels where you fucking talk to somebody and it's just like, hey, look.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that part. Fallout 2. Man. It's been a long time.
Go get the chip.
Yeah.
Huh? Go get the water chip, you jughead.
That's Fallout 1.
I know, but I love that part.
In Fallout 2, there's a moment where you can be in the power plant and you call the Enclave before you even know who the Enclave is. They're like, who the fuck is this? And you just go, I'm me. And they go, what? I'm me. What? Stop. Get off this line.
No one cares.
No. It's especially if you have a character who has like 0 intelligence, so he's just kind of an idiot. He's just yelling at the computer screen the whole time. It's a good time. Get a chance. Fallout 2 is a very good video game.
Be dumb, people.
Although I don't like top-down turn-based stuff that much. I do like Fallout. The OG
Oh man, I
Fallouts.
love strategy things.
Yeah, I'm the odd man out in this party.
No, you're not. You're a beautiful man.
Well, thank you. Oh, see, not everything has to be negative on this podcast. I'll give this episode a 1. No.
Yeah.
Before we go there, I do want to talk about what's on the fandom, because there are 2 things that I think are kind of funny. The trivia for the episode is that this is the first appearance of the federal agents, so the ninjas that we talked about that jumped in and grabbed Muriel, the 1, 2, and 3.
Wait a minute.
That
Weren't they in the episode with the gooses though?
No,
The brother geese?
I think it was just lieutenants.
I think those were just army guys.
I remember him being the guardsman. Like, at least his shape, not the characters themselves, but the guardsman shape.
Yeah, no, they definitely recycled that model. That's for
I
sure.
remember him being like, just like, who's entering our facility? And he goes, oh, it's just a cute little granny. And then they let Muriel in.
Oh, maybe.
Right.
But it doesn't, like, they were secret agents.
Yeah,
so.
I'd have to go back and look, but yeah.
I was gonna say. And then so that's the only trivia for the episode. But
And don't take my word for granted, but don't take the Fallout, the fan fiction.
Yeah, fandom. Don't worry. Here, let me prove you correct with this confusion right here. So there is a section on here about confusions for this episode.
I'm glad there's a confusion section.
Don't worry, it's the same thing I brought up when we watched the episode. So when Eustace is invisible the second time, Dr. Vindaloo tells him not to wear any clothes, except his hat and glasses, which is in parentheses here, but he doesn't say that. He's just like, don't wear any clothes. And Eustace
don't wear any clothes, Vindaloo.
Still wears his hat and glasses. But when he was turned into a gold statue, he was wearing boxers, possibly to cover up his lower regions due to censorship.
Underpants.
That is exactly what it says here in the fandom. And yes, I agree. That's exactly why he has underpants on.
I mean, you couldn't show fucking Eustace's cock on screen. That just... it wouldn't work out. Not on Cartoon Network. Not at all.
Not many things.
Not any. I don't think anywhere.
Spike TV, probably. But that'd be fine.
And they did have Stripperella. Which was a Stan Lee
Stan Lee's
thing.
proud.
Yeah. I was going to say, that was a Stan Lee production. Oh,
I miss him.
But
Marvel was weird at one point in time.
I just think about the original Punisher movie that came out in like 2000.
Oh, don't do that.
Where he's interrogating a dude and he tells him like, hot iron on your back feels like it's cold, but it's just a popsicle. He just stabbing over a popsicle. I was like, listen, the Punisher comics are very specific about this. He would have shot him in the head. He would have just fucking murdered this man.
The Punisher will kill everyone.
The Punisher kills everyone.
You save someone, it's just like, hey, I heard you deal drugs. Wait, no!
No, like the Punisher is just like, you're a superhero, but also that means you're against the law, and he kills superheroes. Like,
don't jaywalk in Hell's Kitchen.
Oh god!
Wait a minute, isn't Hell's Kitchen Daredevil?
It's also
the Punisher.
Oh fuck,
they're all in that.
They are all in Hell's Kitchen.
They're all in that like 4-block. Yeah, they're all in that 4-block radius of hell.
You better hope that blind dude. You better hope that blind dude finds you before the guy with the skull in his shirt.
Yeah. So is Luke Cage. So is Iron Fist. They're all in that area.
But that's that whole idea of the the Punisher totally just uses crime as an excuse to kill people.
Remember that comic where he had crime sense and he could tell when crime was
when crime was just gonna happen.
Someone's about to rob that old lady.
I'm gonna get my Glock ready.
Are you saying this old lady walking down a
She's already dead, Tim.
The Punisher literally was just like, end time to murder.
Yeah.
He was
Listen,
rad. That fucking video game was the best.
further crime can't be committed if the person is dead.
One of my
kill
favorite
all the criminals.
One of my favorite horrible Marvel movies is Punisher 2, where Jigsaw and them are the bad guys.
Wait.
They made a Punisher 2, and it was a very gory affair.
Are you saying Jigsaw from the Saw movies, or is there a villain?
There's
there's
Punisher
a
villain named
yeah.
Jigsaw, where he
that's
killed
sad.
Jigsaw, and then they brought him back to life and sewed his face together like a jigsaw puzzle.
What are you doing?
Comics
Disarming.
are stupid.
Hey, man. Everybody knew that.
The best part of that movie, though, just as a side note, I know we're totally off topic here, is that...
Hey, what's our podcast again?
The Liquid Courage podcast, where we talk about drinking and several things.
Any movie that you can watch a free runner get shot by a rocket launcher from totally far away when someone is not committing a crime.
Courage the Punisher.
Yeah, god damn it. I think that's the name
he
for the
cocks
episode.
the sniper rifle.
Oh no!
Muriel, I'll save you.
Courage as the Punisher.
That's it. Oh my god.
That's
the name for this one. That's the name of this.
Oh fuck!
Punished Courage.
Punished Courage.
Courage the Punisher. No, that's it for all the fandom shit. That's literally it.
Yeah, there's not a lot. I mean, I think that's a problem, but it's
honestly
whatever.
Because my rating's going to be the most disappointing. I'll go with I don't know, 2 invisible gems out of 5.
Okay.
I was not impressed with this set of episodes. They were fine.
Yeah.
They're just not amazing. You know, they're not Courage standard in my book.
Okay.
But you know what is? Cajun Granny Steel.
Yeah, I would think that I would give it probably a 3 secret agents out of 5. They're about the same, you know. I think both episodes are fine. I think they would have done way better on their own with another episode.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it might not be a set of the episodes of the problem. It might be just a set of this is too much of this.
Yeah.
I will agree with you guys in there. I'll give it a 3 Eustace Gold Boxers out of 5. It's very average, but it could have been better paired with a better episode.
Could have been great instead of just good.
But I think this season, and I know because like my favorite episode is next. The one I said on episode 1, which is the one I remember the most. Trail.
Oh, I don't remember.
Is next. That may be clouding my judgment just a bit because I do
you
like
mean
that
the
episode
liquor?
a lot. That too. I still remember that episode. That's like one of my early childhood memories of Courage the Cowardly Dog. So
you never know what's gonna stick with you.
I know that one stuck with me.
Like the Zid episode from Invader Zim.
Yeah.
Or Meat Canyon's Jawbreaker episodes.
That's not fair because that was designed to scare you.
That was designed to be spooky.
That one's designed to make you go, okay, the noose ain't looking too bad today.
Who knows what Meat Canyon was thinking when he made that shit?
No, I think it's pretty easy to figure that out.
He's not trying to hide it, Tim.
I guess not. He just reached another.
He wants you to feel weird. He wants you to feel things that you're not so proud of.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. But so I guess that's it.
I guess that's it. Kind of a soft ending here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But that feels on par for the rest of this.
Yeah. If you want to follow us, we've got things out there. The Liquid_podcasts or Twitter. It's probably the best place to get in touch with us. If you want to give us a rating on iTunes or anything else, go for it. If not, it's been lovely to talk to you. I hope that everything is going well for anyone who is currently living in this world.
You're all great people.
Yeah.
The likeliness of you doing better than us right now might be pretty higher.
6-1. So, there's that. 60-40 shot. As always, I'm Taylor, and I'm joined with the other two, and we're...
Hey, Tim, we're the other two.
I guess I don't have a name. Yeah, fuck me, right?
Good old Tim and Sheldon.
I was gonna wait for you not to say it. Like, oh.
And Sheldon. We're happy that you're here, and we'll be back next month with another podcast and another episode, and hopefully a better timeline.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for
I'm getting ready
Mike.
to abandon this podcast. I mean, this timeline. Fuck.
Oh, shit. Sheldon's no longer customer. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Thanks for listening.
Tune in next month to see if Sheldon's still here.
That was the Liquid Courage Podcast. An in-depth look every episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. On the next episode, we check out Human Habit Trail, Mission to the Sun. Music was provided by Visionless. You can find them at www.soundcloud.com/VISIONL3SS. We do not own the rights to Courage the Cowardly Dog. Until next time, have a wonderful night.